Welcome back to the next session of Creating Art Over 70 with Sign Rufus, the Christmas card 2025 pastel painting. Okay, so I stopped where just laying in with PG on the last session, and I kind of got the two main subjects of the card in place. And so now I need to figure out what I'm going to do with respect to the tree and the blanket, how we're going to do that. What I'm thinking here is I'm gonna bring the blanket on up to get this perspective look with respect to the cats and the depth into the room. So I'm gonna bring the blanket up. That should give me that by default. But what I'm gonna do with the tree, I'm thinking about maybe taking a tree and just putting a little bitty tree, a little smaller version of the tree, just in the background here. I'm thinking. Let me move my face. In the background here, and on this side, where I want to start the wording, the Merry Christmas. However, what I'm thinking about doing is handling that portion digitally, as opposed to trying to do it with the pastels, the dry media pastels on this medium right here. If it was pastel matte, I wouldn't have issue. I hit it and take the challenge and go right for it. This one, I'm not sure what to expect at this point, so I'm going to do a lot of cleanup here, and then I think I'm going to take it from this point, put it over into the computer, and take a picture of it and put that over into the computer, and do some more design work with respect to the background composition. Nothing with respect to the main characters, subjects, but with respect to the background itself, composition. And in the computer, I have the luxury of really playing with how I want to lay in the words Merry Christmas without having to, commit it and it's destructive. It's really non-destructive, so you can play with it and move it around and you see how it feels and those type of things. And for this particular piece, this is the very first one, I think I'm going to do that just so I can get something relatively nice. Okay, so anyway, thanks for watching Creating Art Over 70, Sign Rufus. Let's get busy. Okay, I think I'm gonna move my face here for a second. I think I'm gonna stop right here for this particular part. I'm gonna call it part one of the painting. I was able to kind of work the tree out and kind of get it in where it looks like the blanket that they're laying on kind of fades off into the distance. I just threw in a little bit of wrinkle just for cosmetic stuff. This is a card, doesn't have to be as precise and detailed as just a painting. I would work on this a little longer to give it some of the actual flow feel. Where the contour and the convex and concave portions of the blanket or shadowing and lighting. Work on it, I could push it to get in, but I want to get this done. And so what I'm going to do for part two is this. I'm going to take this what I have here, this piece, what I have here, and I'm going to take it over into the computer and lay in the tree, Merry Christmas, the lettering, I'm still gonna paint it. I'm gonna paint it by hand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna throw no clip art in it or anything. I'm still gonna paint it, but I'm gonna paint it digitally from this part forward, part two. I'm gonna call it part two. So that's the plan. So let me throw a signature on this. Oh, also I wanted to try a little bit of this. I have this pan pastel where it's actually supposedly a rich gold. I want to try it and see what it looks like. Just so I can see if I'm going to use it in the future in some way. I'm just going to lay a little bit of it on it here. See what it does. On this belt buckle. See what it does. Okay. Okay, it gave a little bit more of effect. I think I like that. Okay, so that's it for this part. I'm going to move over into the computer and do part two. I haven't done any recordings like that as of yet. I think I can do it. I'm pretty positive I can do it because I was really setting up originally to do some financial literacy type videos, and I'm still going to do that, I think. But right now, I'm just see if I can get it set up in the computer, and then we'll be ready as soon as we get that together. Thank you so much for watching. Yes. Okay, change of plans. Instead of moving this into the computer and laying in trees and letters and all that stuff, I'm just gonna finish the piece right here. We're just gonna paint in the Merry Christmas and don't worry about all the extra stuff like Christmas trees, blah 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 blah. It's, I think it says Christmas here enough that I don't need to add a Christmas tree in order to emphasize it's Christmas, right? So that being said, let me gear up and let's get busy. Painting art, creating art over 70. Signed, Rufus. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop here. I think it's I think it where I got it to where I want it to be right now. Very simple, not too complex. Adding more elements to the composition, I think we just clutter it up. So I'm just gonna stop it here. Kind of nice little card, hand painted. I'm glad I decided to just eliminate the tree and all that other stuff and just keep it simple and just have it a total hand painted on dry media, not digital. It still would have been hand painted, but in the digital format. So, kind of, it has the little, hand drawn flair to it, so it's not so fonty type of a thing. But I think I got it to where I wanted it to be. Wow, it was a nice little journey, nice little experience. Learned a lot with this piece. It's incredible. Now let me get my face out the way so you can see where we are. I zoomed out a little bit. I zoomed out the camera out so that you could get a full look at the full composition, the whole thing here. And so I think that's a good spot to stop and move into the next process of taking a picture of it, maybe just some of the colors for print purposes, make them pop just a little bit, saturation, hues, those type of things. Maybe. I'll take a look at it once I get into the computer. But this was a cool journey. The little Santa Claus outfit has a story in itself. It's very, very kind of funny, kind of humorous. This particular piece was when my wife purchased this Santa Claus little suit for PG, for Plies Gato. And this is the expression that Plies had when she dressed her up in this Santa Claus suit, right? And the reason she had that, the hat was okay, but the suit itself was very, very tight. So the poor cat was kind of sitting like, it's like, it's too tight, I can't move, I can't do anything. So it was just for a moment, then we took it off of her and continued on. And so now on this one with Maya, what we did was when Maya had her operation, she had to have time to heal, so she didn't go and lick her surgical stitches, So we had to have something to keep her from being able to do that. And they give you, the vet always gives you these cone things to, put around their neck, and it's kind of like a cone, so it just kind of keeps their head in there and they can't get to anything else like that. Don't work with the cats. Didn't work with these two cats anyway. They took that stuff off. However, what I did here is I took that same little Santa Claus suit and put it on Maya, right? And it restricted her so where she was mobile and she could move around and walk and stuff, right? But she couldn't lick her stitches and things like that. It was so cool. It was the perfect little um, non-cone item I could come up with to keep her away from her stitches, which was pretty cool. So that's the story of the Santa Claus suits. Kind of cool. Yes, but this has been an adventure. Thank you so much for watching the Christmas card for 2025 pastel painting. Created out of a 70 with signed Rufus. Thanks again. Blessings. See you in the next piece.